it's like me leave one time and I go Ochi and I come back as we
She
were
fed up.
living in Mary.
Why are you,
And
me?
when I come back, I come see my little son with
Nadia, I'm
close
going to eat
skin
some
all
curry
over
chicken.
him ears, all
Oh,
over him
my
mouth.
what?
Him ears them all over him mouth. My son was 4 year old and upon him testicles. Say
What?
my punish the little boy.
Oh,
What?
God.
Say me cruel. Yeah, a cruel piece of boy, man. But he couldn't
Yeah, man.
manage me because me rather chop out every bulb in our house and chop him up more than to
And
make
you
him
go
Yeah.
leave
leave
me.
him after you see him put clothespin on your little son like that?
Yeah, that's why me tell you that me have my second son October and me leave him Grand Market there. That's how quick me leave him. So
You
me
should have
rent
sent a blade
somewhere
9 back.
and me live somewhere. And the boy, my son feels sick and me go run next door. That's how the baby feels sick. And me run next door to get some alcohol to like put on him mole or something. You see when me reach back into the house, the boy thief the baby.
But
Huh?
how with the back?
Me did too good to my baby father.
See
Me
there?
can tell you that.
Somehow we need to
Because
understand why
me
it
did
feels
have a
like to sleep in a
yeah, me
car.
did have a older son when me meet him. My other son is 25
Yeah,
years old.
yeah, yeah, what the
And
dance?
people say,
Come on, no,
me
you
not
feel like
listen
you
what I
sleeping
say.
like Yeah, man,
Me
pack
did
your
leave
things and
my
go
baby
sleep in a
father.
Yeah, yeah,
bus.
yeah, yeah. Say. Me not say that to you can reminisce about your baby father and the earth where you got.
No, me
You
tell you
hurt
why
the
me
man
hate the
too.
person. Why
You
me
hurt
hate
the
the
man
person when
too.
me did in my last
Like,
Yeah,
relationship
yeah.
with.
Oh, hold on,
Me
hold
so
on,
have
hold
you
that
on, hold
make
on.
respect.
me
You,
Hate the
feel
man.
bad to come back from my life, you know? Our
no,
friends.
no,
Hate.
no,
Me
no,
not
hold
say
on there, hold
that
on
him.
there.
Nadia. She do
Why
good
she
to
say
man.
hate? When you hate, why you hate the man like that? You sure I hate you hate the
No,
man?
Alright.
Ermias, you hurt she
Let
hurt.
make him give me a chance to talk little
The
now,
man
cause
go
me new
find
to this
young
and me
girl.
need a
Digo,
Tell them,
chance.
listen
Digo,
to me.
Digo.
A young
Give the
girl the
lady a
boy go
chance
find.
explain herself.
So
No,
let me tell
no,
you what
no,
happened.
no, no.
No, no.
Him
Hold
is
on.
older than me. Me leave him 22 years now.
But you don't
Are
hate
you
the
still
man.
And
hurt the
When
man?
as you look
hey,
at, I am married now
Are you
to a
still
man that is
hurt?
so you hate
no,
him?
I hate him. You know why?
Why?
When me and this guy together, me save my money because me was a big woman from me young. Me no know how to be a child. No big woman in the force right way, you know.
We
But big woman in
understand,
a
man.
sense where me know say, me
Features,
know what me
facial
need, me know
features
what I'm
and
going
things.
for, yeah.
Yeah, from your
And
look to your look
right
old.
now, my last child is 13 and she followed the same route as me. Very mature.
Hold on,
The
hold
thing
on.
is, me and this
Hold
boy
on. Let me
used
ask
to
you a
talk.
question. Let me ask you a question. You want the man dead?
No, but me
No, hold
hate
on. So you
him.
hate him. Then you don't hate him
Let
then.
me tell you why. Let me
Because
tell
if
you
you hate,
why.
when you hate someone, you
Let me
want
tell
them
you
dead, you know.
why. Let me tell you why. If him dead, me wouldn't sorry me that buy 2 rum and thing. Me will all help bury him. Yeah, me will pay for him funeral. And I'm a son
Yo,
father.
no sir.
Yeah.
Yo,
But
G,
let me
you
tell
hear
you,
this?
when you have a man
Boy,
or a
listen,
woman and
man.
you have a child before you meet that man. And you have to wake up in the night and fight war to protect your child. And you have as a woman, you have your newborn baby. Because I have a son, my son is 4 years older than my second son. So when me get pregnant with my son, my grandfather a deacon and me and this youth got teeth out and do a thing and babs me a breed. So them send me away and send me go Kingston and the thing is, I'm a St. Catherine girl. So I go town and I have my baby and you know all people stay.
Me
Sometimes they
know.
mess up because them register my son in for them name and all of that and that is a secret until about 5 years ago. But going back to my baby father now, first relationship me really have. Me and this youth attack and I end up go live with him because me in my 20s and me say, all right. And my son, I have everything what I want for myself in my 20s because my grandmother, she did set me a kind of way for me have my furniture and so on. At you know, in our 90s. And it turned out that me and this guy attack and my son people the bed. And the boy take out the pitney out of the bed and put him in the shower 2:30 in the night. Imagine that. Put the son, all
Oh,
know my son remember that from 4 year old, him still
and that,
remember that.
and that's why you hate him.
Yeah, it was a big war, man. Every minute me have to war this boy.
Well, you know,
Till me
sir,
decide, all right,
So,
me I go leave him.
so,
you
So
have
me
one
leave him. Me
powerful,
never want
you,
leave him up. My son is young. My next
you,
son was young. Him just born.
you
So
have
my
one
son
something
born
powerful to you
October.
know. So,
Huh?
you want to, hate is a powerful word, you know, because when you hate somebody, you want
Me
them dead,
hate
you know.
him. No, not really, no. Make him survive, but survive far from
Well,
me.
you know, you hate him dead.
I'm a
You just
kid.
despise him.
Yeah, but
You know,
I mean, you hit him for that one incident, but did you leave him after that one
no, it's not
incident?
one incident. It's like me leave one time and I go Ochi and I come back because we
Shut
were
it up.
living in Mary.
Why you hear
And
me?
when I come back, I come see my little son with
Nadia, I'm going to eat
clothespin
some
all
curry
over
chicken.
him ears, all over
Oh,
him
my
mouth.
what?
Him ears them all over him mouth. My son was 4 year old and upon him testicles. So
What?
him a punish the little boy.
Oh,
What?
God.
So me cruel. Yeah, a cruel piece of boy, man. But he couldn't
Yeah, man.
manage me because me rather chop out every bulb in our house and chop him up more than to
And
make
did
him
you
Yeah.
beat
leave
me.
him after you see him put clothespin on your little son like that?
Yeah, that's why me tell you that me have my second son October and me leave him Grand Market there. That's how quick me leave him. So
You
me
should have
rent
sent a blade
somewhere
nine back.
and me live somewhere. And the boy, my son feels sick and me go run next door. That's how the baby feels sick. And me run next door to get some alcohol to like put on him mole or something. You see, when me reach back in the house, the boy thief the baby.
But
Huh?
how with the buff?
And
What about this, sir?
him put me through hell. And remember say no, him is like 8, 9 years older than me at the
You didn't
time.
go to station. You didn't take him to station.
Hey, Gale police station know him like the back of them hand when it come to me and him. Remember me tell her that. And all through that, me leave, me come up here, me come back
So, hold
home to
on.
St. Catherine.
So, hold on. He wasn't like this when you first met him.
No, it was okay. But you see, when something says, see me and come live with me. Because man,
Mm-mm.
it's nice, Valentine's gift with Jamaican woman not really used to,
Fire
especially
to
them time
Valentine.
there. And birthday gift, love letters, everything.
In draw
Because it
you
was
in.
in the night.
Yeah, man, in
Yeah, it
date you.
was good. It was
In date
okay.
you.
Because everybody wants romance. And I'm a
Yeah.
first relationship. Because as me tell
Brother, what
you,
one?
you know, and me tell you,
In date you.
say, him couldn't manage me.
In date you,
Remember me
mommy.
tell
In
you
date
that.
you.
Me
In
say
date
him
you.
couldn't
Anyway,
manage me. He
Nadia,
couldn't
let somebody
manage
else come on. I'm going to eat some curry chicken.
Well, all right, big up you. Big up yourself.
Nadia, him
General,
couldn't
hold
manage
tight.
me. Never get a chance to beat me.
Mm-hmm.
Never get a chance to beat me. Remember me tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
But me I tell you, say, when me leave him thief the child, and then I come back up here now and me and my husband and we get married and whatever. And me have to carry him go to court for child maintenance. Him say, nah, mind the pitney. You understand? So, yeah. And I'm one child, and the child at 22. So why you wouldn't hate somebody with cruel like that?
Right now, me shocked to his story. Me, like, after you tell me, say, basically, you come home, come see your youth with a clothespin all over, upon him little penis everywhere upon him body.
Yeah. It was a cruel guy. Cruel guy. Me remember the girl when I talk to him used to send her to college and say, cause him traveling now. And him say him not have no time to help him child because he must send him woman to college. And him come home, come catch a woman in a bed with 2 men. And it caused a big war and the police lock him up again and somebody called me and I go down there. By the time I reach down at the house, the girl that I come with vehicle for move out the guy furniture. Me see him baby father furniture, And me and them have it out and them never move it out. And we see one often often a nut. So what do me and my son are talk about, because they were young at the time. But they remember. And me say often a nuts. And me give them to eat. And by the time me build the youth and everything come through and me reach back in my yard, them call me and ask me, who give me authority to take him often a nuts. So a woman feel love man like that. So it kind of rough. It kind of rough to not hate somebody who is like that. You know?
Michelle is on
Nothing.
the live, and Michelle said, I think you have seen signs, and it passed right before your eyes. Did you see signs of this cruelty before you get it?
No, no. The cruelty started when I went and I lived with him after I had my child. Because we didn't live together before. And he was not like that. He was always visiting. And I lived with my mother. So he was always visiting. So there was no sign whatsoever. No sign. You understand? But then the cruelty started after I had my child and I went to live with him. I went to live with him when the child that we share was 3 weeks old. And by November, December, it was hell. It was hell. But some people, some women and men, when they are the provider for you, they feel that they have the complete power over whatever you do and whoever is around you.
So he
And that
was
is,
the provider at that time.
yes, he was the provider at that time. He was the provider at that time. Right?
Yes,
But I
he
had my
wasn't
savings.
working and stuff like that.
No, I wasn't. When I had my son, I wasn't working at that time. I wasn't working, but I had my savings. And we opened a restaurant together before we lived together. So he was the only one at the restaurant. So he basically take over. So I'm at home and he's running the restaurant. I mean, I don't know what's snapping in my head, but then getting to find out about him now, I realize that as something where I come, you see me tell you, them say blood follow vein, you know. And I'm not lie. Because I got to learn that his father cut up for him stepmother breast. Yeah. And I learned that after I had my child and after the whole breakup happened, because nobody really knew me. I was new to the place and nobody was telling me anything. And then maybe if me that treat me good, and then me tell me, I wouldn't listen to them, because sometimes when we say we in love, you know, we get warning and we don't listen. But nobody warned me. So afterwards, now me start hear all of the stories them where him father did to him stepmother and all of that. So I just bought a life, and until today, day, that boy have a piece of bad mind and I'm not normal, because it's like me shouldn't achieve nothing in a life. So him not help him child. In no way whatsoever. One child him have. Him live in New York. So
Yo, so Mama, me can't believe say you never see no sign, mommy. Like,
no, it's like when you have a man and you talk to the man, but you don't live together. So you might go at his house for the weekend and him come at your house for the weekend, or you spend a 2 weeks or so with him. But because your child now have a grandmother, you never bring your child around him to spend any length of time to really see what it's all about. Because the guy say, him beat me. That the boy, me not see no man we get the chance to beat me, because the moment him a try to beat me, I chop off a piece of him. So I can tell you for sure, say him not beat me. Him try that one time and me just mash up a red stripe buckle in him head.
Miss, you done a
Yeah.
America? Like,
I know we have a mark in him head back, and Gale police arrest him instead of me, because he's the one where always I give the problems.
good night.
You understand? So, and most of the time when me and him argue, it's over my bigger son. So, me did have to leave. And I want to tell you, say my smaller son, he's 22. Him grow come have me up. Time say me leave him father. And him never know why.
So your big son that you have, do he have any resentment towards basically living in that situation with you and the stepfather being as a stepfather?
No,
So
no, my big son, it happened to him when he was 4. And he's 25 now, and he's a dream. He's one of the best guys. Everybody in the community just love and respect him. Right? I don't know if he has any resentment to the guy, because they don't have any contact. And I've heard him speaking about what happened to him because he still remembers. Because you see, let me tell you, sometimes we have to be careful what we do to people. As the young man was saying, with emotions, when you affect somebody's emotions, whether negatively or positively, it stays with them for the rest of their life. Because a person may forget the words you say or what you do, but how you make them feel stay with them forever. So he has spoken to me about that over and over, and he has gotten over it. But then the son, my son, who is 22, he told me that he will never behave himself. He told me that at 9 until he gets to be with his father. So me and my husband, me and my husband now take up this youth when I'm 11 and say, all right, make we bring it to your father because they say you not behave yourself till you get to go your father. So then father live a Boxfield, Ocherius at the time. We bring the child to the father, and my husband said to me, him say, Addy, because everybody call me Addy. And him say, Addy, I don't feel so good. Make me turn back. Because I don't know what happened. Because my husband take my people in the community say I feel pitney them where him breed me long time and bring me in as sham, but nothing like that. And him say him just not feel good. So we turn back. You see when me turn back, brother man put out him own pitney, the one seed we him have, out in the falling rain. What? Me have to take up the little boy with have asthma and turn down at Ocherius police station. Yeah. And I saw me end up carrying him to family court because I never have to bring him. Because even though I bring him to family court, that the man that owe me millions of dollars. Because him not pay it. But that's why me end up bring him. You understand?
That is.
So sometimes we buck up on some drunk man and woman they will stay so too. Woman they will stay so
Welcome
too.
to the live, babe. If you have any question, Wagwan.
Good night.
Good
Miss,
night.
you can hear me?
Yeah, man, we hearing you.
This broke my heart.
Good night.
The way how she talk, like just the expression, it broke my heart. Like the whole story, I did listen, and that just terrible. Like, and I don't know if a man could exist was so bad. I never heard that before.
I'm not joke, man, because let me tell you something. A lot of times, you know, things happen to people and they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Because someone might say something to somebody and say, you know, say so and so and treat me good and so on. And it take turn curse to them in the end. So there are so many people walking around with so much baggage. You understand? So some stories there are stories out there that are worse than mine.
I think
There are
that
stories out there that
man
are
have
worse
some
than mine.
kind of mental issue. Like, what could possess you as a man to put out your son in the pouring rain and knowing that even him have asthma and all of these problems?
It's just selfishness. It's just selfishness. And let me give you a joke. Through it all, my son still idolize him father. And him still decide to him now behave himself till him get for go him father.
Still after that incident?
Yeah, he might in the house right now all I hear me, because I not take time talk. I may tell you say him put me through the ringer. Him put me and my husband through the ringer till it reaches the guy him try everything just for go him father. Till the last straw, one of the last straws away.
The comments them, I read the comments them, but you have, may I give the guest a chance to talk our story clearly, White Shadow. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you.
Sorry about that, for me talking so much.
No man, may I listen to you? May I give the chance for you on the platform to say what you need to say? You understand?
Yes.
That's why I'm not pay attention to your comment. May I listen to you?
Yeah. I tell you, it reached a stage where to all the little boy give me trouble. I'm 22 now. I have to bring him go family. And when I bring him go family, the superintendent tell me, say, family enough for my son. He's a very bright child, you know. Me get him out back. And him still a give me hell. Right up until about a month ago or so. When him realized him father really don't want him. And him just come down and him come to me and him say, Mommy, and him start show me situation between me and him and him father. And him say, Mommy, done with the man there now. Me done with the man. And no counseling when me bring him to. You know how much money me spend, how much thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Me do everything for the little boy, for build him self-esteem. Me try everything. Me pour out money in him. And nothing could change him until he came to his own realization. Yeah.
Veronica,
Until him
welcome
come
to the
to
live.
him.
Good night, Veronica.
Hi,
You have
good night.
something
Hi,
to add to
guys.
this conversation?
I just want to say I take my hat off to her. You know, sometimes, you know, people, as soon as she starts talking, people start judging. And one of the things that I can't stand about humans, that we don't sit and listen the complete story before we start judging. You know what I mean? I must say you're a strong woman. I have one child and I couldn't, sometimes circumstances make you deal with certain things. I mean, I hope I hope that it wasn't a long trauma for your son to be in that situation, you know. Um, but I think that man has a mental problem, and he probably was tortured as a child that he think that it's normal. You know what I mean? And for your son to experience that and then, you know, still have that love for him, you know, I hope at some point in his life he gets that help. You know what I mean? Because it how you call that, you know, you got to break that chain, you know,
Yeah,
because he
true.
has to, he, as a man, like how can you take a child or anybody and just, you know what I mean, that he has to have some type of problem. I don't think it's selfish or he was mean. He has a mental problem
Yeah, that's
because
what
I
I'm
don't
Well,
think
saying
maybe
nobody in the
me
right
earlier.
and
mind
the
She
can
Queen
torture a
talked
child
about
like
that.
that.
Magdalene.
Didn't she
I didn't hear
say
you,
that
Nadia.
like he saw his father cut up boobies?
Yeah, and cut up the stepmom boobies, the mom
Exactly.
boobies.
Like
So
that's
I mean,
childhood
seeing
trauma
that
that he
growing
has
up
healed
as a
from
child,
because he
you have to
passed
have
on.
some. Yeah, yes, Shan. True. That's what I said. It sounds like him have mental issues. You understand?
Yeah.
A lot
Mhm.
of
But it doesn't seem, the thing is, that's true because people can have mental issues and you don't know.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah.
that goes to say that we need to find out whoever we are going into a relationship with, we
Yes.
need to
Yes.
find out as much about their
Yes.
history as possible
Definitely. Definitely.
White Shadow is
before
on
we
the
even
live, and
think of
White Shadow
falling
is
in love.
saying basically to let your son join the military. But your son is now what, 20? You said.
22. He
So
went and he did the
22
test to
years
join
old,
the
White
military.
Shadow. So even if she suggests that he joins the army, he have to want to join it for himself. I don't think
Yeah.
she can enlist or enroll her son at 22 into the army without his consent. So yeah, she can suggest that because that would teach him certain level of discipline and stuff like that. But he have to want that himself. That's why we see a
I
comment, but
mean, not
more said his son reached the age where he is literally an adult.
okay, but the question with that is that she's saying to let him get in the military. Now, I don't want to really get into a deep thing, but just like if you can tell us what is the basic of problem that he used to give you, like behavior wise, what type of problem that you know.
Those problems will take a year to explain.
So
It
just tell
was
us
so
like two
much.
of that, like just two things that you think that are very drastic that he have done that you have been like, oh my God,
Like
what am I gonna
catching
do
his
now?
like catching his little sister afire. Like
What?
Woo!
yeah.